Hi everybody, I'm back with more questions. Questions slightly different this time with our new friend Michael. He's wondering what we're going to be speaking about, and he shall find out now. Hey Michael.
Hey friend.
How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Yeah, we had Applebee's? Applebee's. We had Applebee's. Of course I wasn't able to eat all of my food, but it is what it is. So, Michael, question on a different topic now. So, well, the question is, how you like Schneider?
I like Schneider. I like him a lot.
I didn't hear you.
I said I like Schneider. I like it a lot.
What are some of the things you like about Schneider?
The OCs, free.
Hold on, let's let that driver go by. He moving slow. You got it. I'm gonna move y'all in some on him so y'all can hear him a little bit better, cause he's sitting closer to the outside. So now, what you say?
I like the terminals because they got free washers and dryers, free showers. Some of them have cafeterias, Wi-Fi.
This one down here don't have a
No,
cafeteria.
this one don't got a cafeteria.
And it's hot down here.
Yeah. Depends on what you're doing.
Okay, another question. How long you been with Schneider?
2 years.
So in case no one has figured it out, you're an owner-operator, correct?
Yes.
So how you like that, being an owner-operator?
I like it. I get to choose my own loads. I'm more independent. Can choose where I want to go.
You did it once before with your previous company too, right?
I did it, but it wasn't choosing my own loads though. It was more of dispatch.
You was being dispatched.
Yeah.
Oh. So, other than obviously choosing your own freight, and I think everyone know by now, Schneider have the point and click.
Mm-hmm.
However, Schneider pay way less than some. I think Schneider and Landstar is right there together with the 65%. If I'm not mistaken, Landstar pays 65% of the freight. Except for with Landstar, you get to negotiate, if you so choose to negotiate the rate, right? And so with Schneider, what you see on the load board is what you get. Except for the occasions of when, what they call detention. Is it detention?
Detention pay when you say longer than 6 hours.
Yeah, I don't like the 6 hour thing. You have to wait 6 hours before you can even start getting detention.
Yeah.
That part I don't like. But fortunately, it's not, at least for me, I don't know about with you,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that often that you have to sit for 6 hours.
Not often.
Or over 6 hours. And which sometimes it can work out in your favor. Sometimes it can work out in your favor. So, you and I have been talking, and what year is your truck you have?
2019.
2019. You have the one with the duck lip.
Yeah. Buck tooth.
But you and I have been talking, and you have made a decision to leave Schneider.
Yes.
So, hopefully they can hear, but the question is, and you can take a second to think about it while this truck passed. What was your deciding factor to leave Schneider? She got a newer truck too, although it's a company truck.
My deciding factor to leave Schneider was, for one, the bigger percentage in pay.
So you going from 65 to
80%.
80%.
And then also, I get to learn how to deal with the brokers, talking to brokers. It's then, I'm more live loads and live unloads. Mm-hmm. So, not always have to hunt for a trailer. And then I can actually work on building my personal revenue to work on getting my own DOT versus trying to
So
get
your
loans.
own authority.
My own authority, yes.
So you kind of took the path that some do not choose. You kind of took the path of stepping stones.
Yes.
Instead of just diving into it, getting your own authority, dealing with brokers and all that stuff. You took the path of stepping stones in this first, working your way up to the business.
Yes.
More so, like, I guess you could say a slow but steady pace.
Yes.
Okay, then. And you going to 80%, you said?
Yes.
If you want to. I don't advise it, nor I don't say you should or shouldn't. But if you so choose, would you like to tell who you're going to? Hold on. I think he did that on purpose. That's Sergio. No, that ain't Sergio. That's my other Mexican friend. If you so choose, would you like to tell the company name that you're going to?
Yeah, I'm transferring over to F2F.
And F2F is out of
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga. I don't know why I always have to say that. Every time I say Chattanooga, Tennessee. So F2F, and they pay 80%.
Yes.
And is there any other fees involved in that?
Well, you got your trailer fee, which is $220 a week. You have your
So is that just your trailer fee, $220 a week, or that's across the board?
No, it depends on the year of trailer that you get. It ranges from $165 a week to $220 a week, depending on the year of trailer.
Oh, so I'm guessing the newer trailers is more.
Mm-hmm.
So you're choosing a newer trailer.
Yes.
And what all departments or divisions, such as dry van, reefer, flatbed, do they offer anything like that? Or
They do dry van and flatbeds, no reefers.
Oh, dry van and flatbed.
Yes.
So, what are you going for?
Dry van for now.
Dry van. So is flatbed something you considering?
Not right now. I thought about it, but not right now.
Okay then. So you may not know the answer to this question, but do you know the trailer rental fee for flatbed?
I think it's $235.
$235. Does that also depends on the year of the trailer?
I didn't see it on the brochure. It just said $235 for flatbeds.
Oh, okay then. F2F have a website?
Yes.
You know they thing?
Not really.
So just Google F2F?
Yes, Google F2F transportation and it'll pop up.
Oh, okay then. So other than the trailer fee, which you said is $220 for you,
Mm-hmm.
what else fees you would have to pay?
Your plates, which is $52 a week. If you use their insurance, it's
their plates that you'll be putting on your truck.
Yes, their plates and their DOT number.
Okay then. But do you have the option to get your own plates? Do you know if you have the option?
I didn't ask that question.
Okay then. So if you're using their plates, like we use a Schneider plate,
Yes.
it's $52
Yes.
a week. $52 a week.
$52 a week. And then you can use their insurance or you can use your own insurance. Their insurance is, with them, my insurance is going to be a month, $315 a month.
$315 a month. So you are going through it. I was going to ask that question.
Yeah.
So you are choosing to use their insurance.
It's because going through True North, which is part of Schneider, it's $340. So it's a $40 difference going with the F2F.
Oh, okay then. Okay. Let me ask you another question. Do you have what Schneider consider an advisor? Do you have someone to speak to help advise you on certain things?
From what I heard, you do have, I guess, like you say, an advisor, a BOA. But I was told they're really just there to verify the load that you get off the DAT board and or truck stop load board.
Before you finish that, are those the only two load boards you can choose off of?
No, you can use any load board, but they recommend and they give you discounts for using those. If you use truck stop, you get a $100 discount, which makes it $45 a month instead of $145. And if you use the DAP board, that one is going to be $34 a month, but you get that back, I think, at the end of every 6 months.
Oh, okay then. So continuing on with the question before I interrupted you. So they just verify that the loads that you chose or whatever?
Yeah, they verify the contract. So if you talk to a broker and get a load for $3,500, then they'll help you with the factoring, make sure that company's going to pay, and make sure they're legit, and make sure the offer that you agreed to is the offer that they're going to pay you. Okay,
now I have another question that's kind of about to go over, and I kind of already know this. I'm just sharing it with other people. So your truck is a 2019. You and I was just talking, and you're gonna upgrade your truck.
Yes.
And you're gonna upgrade your truck through
SFI,
which is
Schneider financing.
And you're going to a
2021
Freightliner.
Yes.
Premium. Nice. Nice. So on the maintenance side, and I know there's some Schneider drivers out here who may be considering moving or just don't know. You and I had talked about that. Can you still have your have SFI Schneider Finance to take maintenance out of your account?
Yes, you can still do the maintenance account. You can still even call Schneider to set up maintenance appointments for you. The Schneider Finance to set up the maintenance.
And Schneider Finance, and a lot of people get it confused, but Schneider Finance, you tell them, is separate
from Schneider National. So when you call Schneider Finance to set up a maintenance, say you're going to the TA and you need to get an oil change, you just call your maintenance rep like you normally do as an owner-operator, and just let them know this is where I'm going, and you got the money in the account, and you're good. And the number that we call to get service done to our equipment is not the same number that you would call if you was a company driver for Schneider. Yeah. We call a different number, which is linked to Schneider Finance. And even if your maintenance account is low, you can verify this. Schneider Finance will still vouch to cover your repairs if it's not under warranty and stuff, just to get you back on the road. Yes. And you can still set aside your credit. You can still set aside your
And you know I love the extra credit, set aside the extra credit, because it pays it off quicker.
So you can still get your credit and everything. Some people feel like once they leave, they don't get the credit and they got to save aside. But no, you can still set everything aside.
And also, as I had mentioned before, that you have the option of after a year to take over your own maintenance. But that includes taking over everything, which is what I'm in now because my truck is paid for. So I cover my own maintenance. Meaning, when I say cover my own maintenance, meaning I have to call.
Walk around the front.
Oh yeah, the front door. I have to call and get my own tow truck and all of that stuff. But if I was still making truck payments, or there are companies out there you can go through that will set that up for you, and probably the company that Schneider Finance use, I probably could still use them and just pay them the money directly, I guess, in a sense.
Something like that, yeah.
It's one, I forget the name of them, but it's one that my cousins have recommended that do that. So, you're gonna upgrade your truck to a 2021 Freightliner.
Yes.
Cascadia, a nice truck. Now, if we're not getting too deep into your business, do you know about how much your truck payments would be? Would it stay about the same?
Well, no, I'm assuming it's going to go up to probably about almost $900 to $1,000 a week.
Which is about right, because I got the paperwork when I was looking to get a new truck. I got the paperwork, and the new truck was going to be $900 a week. And that's not including the maintenance and the extra credit, which would be close to about what you're paying now when you factor in your maintenance, because your maintenance will go down because it's a new truck, but the truck payment will go up some because it's a new truck.
So yes, I'm starting over.
So, and you bring me to my next point. Why you choose to start over?
Well, there's an issue with my truck that me and Schneider Finance been working on for the past couple months, and it's just like we can't figure out what the problem is. So the recommended versus me still dealing with the issue and not knowing what it is, just might as well get a new truck.
And how many miles do you have on your current truck?
289,000.
And you're actually in the shop now?
Yeah.
And that's for your tri-pack?
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what's going on with that.
Yeah.
So where it may not make sense to some, I get it, and I understand the buying of the new truck. And I've had, and I don't know if you was down here, if we had met each other by then, But through doing my own research and through talking to some drivers who, now, one driver, a husband and wife team, well, they wasn't a team, they had their own separate trucks, but they went new. But they did get the KWT 680. And so, and then the other guy I talked to, he, and it actually was here in Laredo, he actually said the same thing. And then with me doing my own research, what we have found is some kind of frown up at the price that it costs to do a lease purchase through Schneider Finance, because the note is high. It's $900 a month. I mean a week, sorry. But when you go new, I don't know if you have heard this experiences or even did your own research. When you purchase a new truck through Schneider Finance versus the dealership, through the dealerships that I've checked and listening to the other drivers too, which prompted me to check, Schneider new trucks are about $20,000 cheaper. Then, have you did your research on that?
I can't. No, I haven't. I just listen by ear, and I really can't answer that one because I don't know who verified any of that.
Now, the reason being that I was told, and with the companies that I spoke with, meaning dealerships that I spoke with, they said the same thing also. It do not come, the new trucks, they don't come with the tri-pay. That's what make it cheaper to go through Schneider Finance.
Yeah, because if you go through a dealership, that's going to be added on, which is like 10, 20 grand to put that, get one added on there.
A brand new one is about $15,000. Now I don't know how much it is to install. It's just the unit itself for a tri-pay. Now it's a great investment because it's a diesel burning tri-pay. So it's a great investment. You know, I've been having problems with the batteries.
Yeah.
And the batteries is roughly $3,000 every year and a half. 2
years. Yeah.
They $3,000 to put the batteries in. But that's kind of like, I want to go new when I get my next truck, and you already know what it is that I'm trying to do.
Yep.
And so when I get my new truck, I've decided to go through Schneider Finance also. And then another thing that a lot of people, I don't know if you've done the number on this, but kind of like with a vehicle, if you pay it off quicker, you eliminate a great deal in interest.
Yeah.
So you're not paying if you just do it month to month. And I think what confuses a lot of people when they hear the truck payment and stuff like that, they're in a sense kind of expect to be paying this for life. I don't know anyone who's went over 3 years paying for a Schneider truck.
Now, sometimes they pay it off in 3.
I don't know nobody that's went over 3 years. But 3.5 years, put it to you that.
Because I had a year and a half left on my truck.
So I don't know, 3.5 years or quicker is usually the pretty much time frame in paying off, whether new or used. You was gonna pay yours off in 3.5 years, and your truck was brand new when you got it. I got a gently used truck, and my truck was paid off in 3 years and a couple of months.
And that's the plus side I like about SFI too, because if you got a truck that's monthly, you're gonna be paying for years.
Yes, years.
And then over here, it sounds like $4,000 a month is a lot of money, but if you're working it right, you can double probably 2 payments in a week and double that to get it done quicker.
And then by you going to another company where your percentage will be greater, it actually makes sense. And then, like I try to explain to people, and you could correct me if you feel like I'm wrong, but I always say it's 3 different ways to get a truck. Okay, way number 1 is lease. Now, when you lease a truck, it's just like renting a truck, in my opinion. You lease the truck, you turn the truck in a year and a half, 2 years, however long you want to lease it for, you turn that truck back in. The money that you done paid on that truck, you will not get back.
Nope.
They do not go to another truck. Then you have the lease purchase. The lease purchase is kind of sort of like a leasing. It's also kind of sort of like purchasing. And that's why the two are put together. And so with the lease purchase, you do Okay, y'all, as y'all can see, he's walking back up. We had to pause for a second. He had to go down to the shop to check on his baby. I ain't gonna say Big Baby because Big Baby get jealous.
Panther.
I had to check on Panther. But what I was saying is about the lease purchase. Lease is just that. You leasing the truck, it's almost like a rental. You return it, so on and so forth. Some lease trucks you can later purchase later on. I don't know if the money that you have paid towards leasing the truck will count towards purchasing the truck, but from my understanding, it will not. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know if you know the answer to that. Then the other way is lease purchase, which is basically like leasing and also like purchasing. The only difference is, in most cases, you have the option to walk away, or you can agree to kind of word it or phrase it almost like a lease. So you can do it for like 15 months, and then you can re-up your lease again and do it for another 15 months. So, you know, however, like that. And all of that is still counting towards the purchase of the equipment.
Gotcha.
And so you can do it that way. Now, with going through a dealership, as far as financing it, it's almost like a car or buying a house. From my understanding, you ain't giving it back.
Nope.
You're not. You can sell it to somebody, get somebody to take up the notes on it, but you're not giving it back. You don't sign on the dotted line. That's yours.
Either you're going to get a repo, or you're going to have somebody else driving it.
So those are my understanding on the three.
You forgot one. When you lease through a company, like KLLM, Prime, you can lease through that company and you got $1 payoff.
Yeah, with some you have $1 payoff, but that's doing the lease for a number of years.
Yeah.
Now, how many years is it?
Well, when I was with Night Transportation, I wouldn't say slightly used Volvo. My first Volvo came with 425,000 miles.
That's used.
Yeah. And that was for 2 years. And after that first year, I was in the shop because I was already at 600,000 miles.
Okay, and how much were your payments?
Payments were $785 a week.
$785 a week? That's not far behind Schneider for a new truck at $900 a week.
Yeah. But see, that's only 2 years. I think the total price was like 70-something thousand.
But I'm also looking at it like this. Again, most of Schneider trucks, I haven't heard of anyone going over, but it's 3.5 years. Let's just say 3.5 years. Between 3 and 3.5 years. You're upgrading to a brand new 2021 Freightliner Cascadia for $900 a week.
Yeah.
Versus used, almost 500,000 miles. That's used.
Yeah.
Used Volvo for
77,000.
No,
745 a month. 745 a week.
700 so basically $750 a week for a used Volvo. $900 a week for a brand new truck. 2 years on a used Volvo, and another 1.5 years for a new truck.
Yeah.
So it all comes down to what you're more comfortable with when you put your own numbers together. And that's what I always advise people. Do your own numbers. Do what's best for you. Some people get their trucks for less. Now, a used truck, now I'm not saying that's bad. Only thing, who you say that was? KLM?
No, Night Transportation.
The only thing I don't like about Night is they be flipping me off when I be going around there. That's the only thing I don't like about Night. But I don't have anything bad to say about Night, so it's not like I'm trying to discourage anyone.
Oh no, I don't got nothing bad about Night either. Night's a good company.
I'm not trying to discourage anyone. My whole point is to crunch your own numbers and then look at your own situation and figure out what will work best for you.
Or where you're trying to go.
Yeah, and where you're trying to go. Because it is sacrifices in no matter what you do. You're going to sacrifice something. It's all about what you can or is willing to sacrifice to get where you're trying to go. Now, some people, I don't like when people, and that's just me, I don't tell anyone what to do, but I think some people move too quickly, diving into something, and they haven't thought about it thoroughly, I guess. They haven't really
thought about the real, how they're really going to work it out.
They hear the good, but then they don't think about the bad.
Gotcha.
And I hate to use bad. It's kind of like pros and cons. And so you can't just weigh out the pros. Oh, this, that. All of that sounds great, but what about the cons? And see, I'm the type of person, I ask those type of questions.
Gotcha.
Like, I want to know, like, the different fees on everything. How much I would have to pay for this? How much I would have to pay for that? You know, where all of this come from. And then I can sit down, and it's hard to give someone an exact number. A lot of people want exact numbers, but you can't look at my situation like I can't look at your situation, because like you have a family, you have kids and stuff. Me, I don't have all of that. And so like, you know, y'all talk about me, I go home, it's like I take a vacation every 4 days. I go home for like 2 weeks and then come back to work. So, you know, the average person can't do what I do.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't do what some of the other ones do. Some people may be in a better situation. They vacation all the time. They do this all the time. Now, I got other things that I'm trying to do. Which, you know, some of the things that I'm trying to do and get started and get going and all of that stuff. But it all boils down to the point that we can only just give you a little advice, but give you an idea of how things would be, whether you're at Schneider, F2F, Knight, KLM, or Prime, any of the other companies, because all companies have their pros and cons. Landstar, so on and so forth.
Yeah. It just depends on where your mindset is and what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Because I call my way of coming up is a poor man's come up. Because I don't got that good enough credit to go to a dealership to get a truck.
Especially a brand new one.
Especially a brand new one. So when I started out with Night Transportation with the lease purchase, I don't got the money for a truck, so I got to take what I have to learn how to run as an owner-operator.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing, because like, you know, the basics. Well, I wouldn't say the basics, but it's like going to school to drive trucks. You go to school, you learn how to drive trucks, whether it's manual or automatic. You learn the back-end maneuvers and all of that stuff, how to get yourself out of different situations. You learn how to trip plan and all of that stuff. Pre-trip, post-trip, so on and so forth. You learn the sound of your truck. You even learn some mechanical sides when it comes to your truck. You have some people who will just get out there and know absolutely nothing
and don't want to learn
about
nothing.
driving the truck. And they want their own truck. And I personally feel that you're taking on too much at once, and then you get frustrated too quickly, and then you give up.
Yeah.
And like I done said on my channel, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yep.
So it's not easy. The beauty of it, you're working for yourself. You're trying to do better for yourself. You're striving to have better things for yourself and your family and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to not look at someone else's situation and live your life based off what they're doing.
True.
And then you can't hold someone else accountable for decisions that you make. You have to be responsible for your own decisions. So that's my whole take on it. But this is going on almost 30 minutes. I just want to ask you some questions about F2F, which is gonna soon be your new company.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're still Team Tucker Transport, though. Working on that part.
So, but congratulations, and like you done learned the side of how to better maneuver yourself when it comes to certain things. And then a lot of these companies, we pretty much going to the same shippers and receivers and stuff like that. So you kind of get an idea of how to deal with people. You don't crunch your own numbers. You see what you could possibly pay. Even with taking on a newer truck with a more expensive payment, but you also going to a newer company with a higher percentage.
Yes.
Which would, in a sense, offset that. And then, which I believe you understand, what I hope other people understand, this isn't permanent.
No.
Because your truck will eventually be paid off. Because that's your goal. And then, like you and I was discussing about paying trucks off early.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you like really put your mind to it and buckle down and all of that stuff, and myself included, you can pay these trucks off early, which would then eliminate a lot of the interest.
Yes, and then you can start working towards, if you want to build to get more.
To get more trucks.
Yeah, so like, yes, I'm getting a new truck. The old truck was supposed to go to Zamir.
Yes.
But I'm gonna
and
get a new.
Zamir and his son, y'all.
I'm gonna get a newer truck, stack up the money, and then if I put down on another truck, and then I'll get him a used truck, like a gently used truck.
Yeah.
And then put him in a used truck, which I know I can pay off within 2 years as long as he's running correctly.
Exactly. And see, that's the step I'm taking with my brother. So Big Baby, she's paid off, and so I'm in the process, like you some may know it, of getting my own truck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting another truck, but I'm waiting till I put him on with a company before I jump and get it. Yes, I could have got a new truck last month, but I don't want Big Baby just sitting there not making any money.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing it step by step. Now that's just the way I choose to do things, or that's just the way you choose to do things. That don't mean that's how the people who's viewing this video have to do things. It's just giving a little advice. But on that's 30 minutes. I don't know if all of that's gonna pick up on that video, but that's 30 minutes. We got to get off of here and go check on our trucks. He just went down and check on his truck. I gotta go check on my truck. Again, it's nothing major, oil leak. Oh, my battery was smelling bad. So he just called me and told me I had 2 bad batteries, so I'm getting batteries replaced, and so on and so forth, things like that. But I will come back to y'all again later with another video. Don't know what it's gonna be about, but we shall see. All right, bye my people.